Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, Jets Nation. It's the Vin Man with Philly out there in California. Two Brooklyn boys, Jets 55. Been rooting for them for a long time. It's over 55 years, but we're not changing the name. And I am angry. I am angry. I'm upset and I'm loud. I'm loud because my wife is out tonight. So I can
That's
be
right.
really loud, really brutal. You
Mhm.
know, I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of it. Philly, I'm tired of the negative things about the Jets. I'm tired of the BS articles that are written on assumptions where everybody's writing stuff, saying they're right. It happened today. You saw some great articles about Rodgers, right? They say in the meeting rooms, he's awesome.
About
He,
who?
he,
Who? Oh yeah,
Aaron,
Aaron
Aaron,
Rodgers. We got Aaron Rodgers. My God, what the fuck, right?
he's talking. He thinks that's the way it should be, communication. So they're in the meeting room with the coaches. He's talking. They're doing great. He loves it. The players love it. Great article. But then there's an article by Jordan Sigler, you goddamn J-ass, Jordan Sigler from Wisconsin Sports Heroics. Only thing he'll ever be heroic is the name of this little Wisconsin Sports Heroics. And he puts Aaron Rodgers cutting off the coaches in the meetings, cutting them off, interrupting them. Jets fans, Jets fans out there, stop reading all this negative garbage. Only reason I read it was to talk to all my friends out there. My boy Philly here. I'm getting fed up. Stop reading all the negative crap.
I mean,
Positive
the
vibe
guy
for the Jets.
the guy is hoping. He's like hoping and praying that it's bad.
He's another bitter ref who wants to pretend that they're not mad that Aaron Rodgers is gone, wants to pretend they weren't tired of the BS that Green Bay made that poor quarterback go through for a decade, not getting him any receivers. We talked about it. In his whole career, Tom Brady had 20 first-round picks, wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers had one. Okay, we talked about it. We'll talk about it again. But going back a little further after the draft, everybody's like, whoa, Belichick, they moved down. They F the Jets. Here we go. Let's start. Jeremy Layton of the Post. Bill Belichick, let Steelers move up an NFL draft to F-K the Jets. Okay, let's go to another one. Richie Witt, you witless SOB. Richie Witt from Sports Illustrated. Bravo, Belichick. Steelers confirmed Patriots ruined Jets draft plans.
Yeah, I
Another
remember
Sports
that.
Illustrated. Frankly, Frankie Taddeo.
Guilty. You know.
Guilty. By the way, bringing that up, we said with a judge, Philly judge, Vinny Jury, because we're tired of this crap. And now here we go. The judge is out. The jury's out. All of these guys are guilty. Frankie Taddeo, anonymous NFL GM, says Bill Belichick made this maneuver to F the Jets. I'm going to go. Last thing. Let me give you the list. Let me give you the list. Sporting News, Nick Brickerhoff, FanBuzz, Christian Hillman, Heavy.com, Allison Cola, Bleacher Report, Francisco Rosa, On Fire Digital, Peter Dewey, DK Pittsburgh Sports, Corey Christen, Clutch Points, Tristan McKinsky. You are all full of shit. You're a bunch of assuming a-holes. And what do you do when you assume? You make an ass of you and me. You wrote articles on assumptions. You wrote saying things about Belichick and the Pats and what they did with Jets, and you were all guilty because you were all wrong. Just in case the Jets fans who didn't see it, they showed a video of JD sitting there saying to his scouts, number the guys we like. Number one, Will, the guy they took. Who's number two? Some guy, Vancer or Vessler. He was their second. Vance, whatever his name is, he was their second favorite. Who was their third favorite? That guy Jones. Okay, that
Yeah,
Pittsburgh took.
yeah.
He was number three, right?
And in the same thing, he goes,
Right.
"Watch somebody jump ahead of us." Right?
He
He
said,
said,
someone, he goes, you know what? We want this guy, Will. This guy we want, but I bet you someone's going to jump. Someone's going to get the pick from the Pats to take Jones, which is no problem because he was their third guy. They would have taken him if he was maybe in the second round. They probably would have taken him, possibly. But they go, you see JD firmly say, okay, we discussed it with our scouts. It's Will McDonald. He's our guy. Jones isn't even a second choice. And he says, the Pats are going to give up that pick to someone. And he goes, I bet you it's Pittsburgh, and they're going to take Jones. And this is before they made their pick, everything before, and that's what happened. So all you little folks that I just named, you are all full of
jerks.
HIT. Guilty. Guilty as effing charged.
Guilty as
Jets fans
charged.
out
That's
there.
penalty.
Positive, penalty, positive vibe. Read the good articles. If you
No.
see an article that doesn't look positive for the Jets, F it. Don't read it.
No, you don't
Positive
need that. You
vibe
don't
is
need
good.
that
And
now.
I will, last thing, I'm going
Good
to give
stuff
Philly Boy my kudos. Give him his kudos. He said decades ago, when we used to talk about the Jets,
Who did?
that fans since 1967, he
Who said this?
Right? Anybody writes articles about the Jets that are negative, they should say who they are. Are you a Giants fan? This Wisconsin a-hole from Heroics? That idiot Jordan? What's his name? I want to look one more time. Jordan Sigler? You goddamn moron who wrote a bunch of BS that isn't true, making assumptions. Making assumptions. Assume you make an ass of you and me. Philly said, and you're right, buddy. These people have to write, well, this is who my favorite teams are. This is who I'm a fan of. This is who my passion is. But now I'm going to say crap about the Jets. Let's end it, Jets Nation. Read the good stuff. Read the positive stuff. Enjoy the ride. Until the first game, the first snap, who knows what's going to happen. Enjoy the ride.
I'm
done. I got it out.
I love it. I'm thrilled you got it in. You're right, 100% on it, 100%. And you're on it.
Guilty.
You bastards. Yeah, I'm Gumby, you bastard. Remember?
I'm Gumby, you bastard.
But think about
Gumby, you're pokey. We'll stop that.
I want to like dig in just a little bit more about the JD thing, right? If they really, really, really wanted Jones, okay, don't you think they might have traded up for him a little bit? They lost their 2 spots to get Rodgers. You don't think if they could have given something up in the 2nd or 3rd round, they could have gone above to make sure that they got him? If they really had to have that old lineman, they could have traded up. We always talk about trading down. They left it alone because they couldn't trade down because they knew either way McDonald was going to be there.
They knew they were going to get him. Right. And the other thing is that everybody was saying, why did it take him 8 minutes? Well, it took him 8 minutes because they were trying to trade down because they figured we can probably get him at 20, 21, 22, 23.
Right.
And then after we, and then we'll maybe get an extra pick. So they weren't able to do that. But it worked out well that they got him. Because then it turns out, if everybody went insane why they took the guy, it turns out that a lot of teams admitted that they wanted the guy in the early 20s.
If they let him go, he was gone. He was not going to be there the next round. So
he wasn't.
Look, they got their man. But the best thing about all of what you're saying, they did not get schooled. It made it appear like they got schooled.
Bullshit.
And then they traded with Belichick the next time around. And that is, even if people want to write that and say that, this organization now is not the same old organization we're always used to, because everything is completely different from top to bottom. So the whole ghosts and the whole Belichick and Tom Brady's not there. So it's different. I don't want to hear about the Patriots. They were nothing before, Brady was there. That was a Boston Red Sox and Boston Celtics town. They didn't care about the Patriots, honestly, until they had this run. Now that Brady's gone, they're going to be basically just an okay team, and then Belichick will be gone, and he'll give it to his little mullet stupid son there as the head coach and whatever, But look, man, the point is this team is doing all the right things. He's done, we talked about this last time. They've added offensive linemen since then. They are so deep right now that Becton is in trouble. And he knows it, and he's quiet. He's begging from the rooftops, saying, I'm the tackle. And Salah's saying, go earn it. Earn it. Go ahead. Show us what you got. So you got Aaron Rodgers. This is what you started with. And you're 100% right. You now have, and this is when we were talking about, can you live with it? Is it going to be Brady? Go back 4 months when we were trying to figure out who's coming in. And we were talking about this. It's like, you know what? When we had Joe on, we figured it was going to be Rodgers. Right. So then I remember saying, listen, just get it done already. Why? Because I want that page turned so that you have the schooling begin. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. The guy is a football mind, and He's got these young guys. He's bonding with them. This is going to go beyond Aaron Rodgers. This is what he's teaching these guys on the team, that the culture is going to be. And the culture is not negative because they say Aaron Rodgers is negative. The only time it's negative is when you lose. And
Right,
when,
let's
it's
be
nonsense.
frank. Yeah, the Jets. What I was screaming about, the Jets don't care. They don't. You know, and finally the last straw here, which is proof that later in the rounds, no one talked about how the Pats and the Jets worked out a deal together. They did a trade later in the trade of a pick later on.
Yeah.
You think the Jets, they interact. It's that BS is all. I'm even disappointed in Tomlin, the Pittsburgh coach. I've always been a big fan of that guy. Good guy, great coach. Okay. Obviously, it's different when you don't have Roethlisberger, but that's the way of the world. But I've always been a big fan of that guy, right? And then he was saying, well, it did happen kind of quick with the Pats, okay, really? Doesn't that stuff always have to happen quick? Isn't everybody on the clock?
Yeah,
I mean,
you got your man. Go ahead. So what?
It's like, so what? But I'm going crazy. Obviously, they're not going crazy. They don't give a damn about it. I was just throwing it out there to the Jets fans, because right now, every time you hear a story about Rodgers back in Green Bay, it winds up being stories about him being a great teammate. He's a great teammate. He knows the guy. He knows their family. He knows this player's life. He knows what they're all about. And this is what the guy's doing now. We talked about Reed when he was talking to Reed. Oh, how's your baby? He goes, I had a baby a week ago. How does he even know? Because he's making a concerted effort to know just not about the football player, but about the person. And it's beyond what we've ever hoped for. And he's out there, and it's not negative. He said in these meetings he loves discussion. That's the way it should be. Instead of listening to a coach talk for an hour, and I know Salah loves it and Hackett love it, and they're all good with it, and it's great. So there we go.
Hackett is getting help from him because they're installing an offense that's new to these guys. So you have another coach there who is on the field. He's a player coach. So what's wrong with that? I mean, give me a break. It's not like some rookie saying, well, excuse me, I don't agree with you there. No. And I'm sure he's just giving shortcuts that, oh yeah, this is, and I love that he tests them. He says, what do you do in this coverage? What do you do if this route? And if you need to check, well, you know what I mean? So this guy is trying to figure out what is going to work in the moment. So you think that was going to have a problem with that? No, right. It translates beyond what the team is about this year or next year. He's helping them build on the culture that JD and Salah started. And
you made a point.
All this stuff, it's all good stuff, because it's like he's beyond the moment. He's more, let's go next generation and get it done. So he's not like a quiet, good soldier. Like even Brady was like that. He quietly just killed it, nailed it. This guy's going to be out there. You just got to stay healthy, And the best part about it is, you look at the clips and you see him, like they said, he flicked a couple of balls, yesterday or today, and there's like 50-yard bombs on target, and he's not doing the OTAs, but right next to him, you got Wilson. So he's like learning and listening, you know what I mean? So he's helping everybody get better, and we don't like him. We know that. But this year, if he goes down and this kid is better than he's been, and he goes in there for a while, and they steady the boat, steady the ship, that's all important too. It's all part of it. So
to be frank with you on that point, I'm a Strebler fan. I love Strebler. I think that guy's a competitor. I think he's good. I got to tell you, I will bet I'm telling you right now, he's not going to make it in the league, Wilson. I think he's not going to make it. I just don't think.
But I
don't care. Aaron Rodgers, I get it, but I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers and you bring in, the greatest football. I don't care if you have Aaron Rodgers and then you bring Tom Brady to help him, and you bring Drew Brees. I don't care. Bring them all in.
I didn't.
I don't think. I would love Strebler to learn from Aaron Rodgers.
Another guy, the backup from Green Bay. He'll be the second guy because he knows the system. Knows
the system. Because already you hear about, he had a nice practice. Next 2 practices, he missed this throw, he missed that throw, he missed this throw. I mean, come on, it's just getting too old.
No. What I meant was that while Rodgers is here and this kid is here, for the moment, if it's a little short-term play and they need help, he might do a little bit better than he would have done. But as soon as he's got his own, he's going to stink again because he doesn't have the chops.
I just don't think
You're not going to. He's not going to learn how to be something that he's not. So it's
listen,
just
that's my prediction. Maybe I'm wrong. But I was saying you made a good point. All those years with the Pats and Brady, you said having a quarterback like Brady is going to always make their defense better. And already we're seeing the defense. He's not. And this is like why one thing we didn't like when Rex Ryan came out, and he was great in the beginning, and we get it. But he was all 100% defense. Everything was defense. Yeah, they got the other side of the ball. Defense. You hear Aaron Rodgers, he's not just quizzing offensive guys. He's talking to defensive guys. He's talking to defensive guys in the meetings. And already, like even Mosley says, like going against this guy, man, it just makes your defense. He said, we were doing a drill. It felt like, it was like real football. You know what I mean? He was like, he wanted to do Aaron Rodgers. This was, going down the field 7-7. He wanted to do well. And he gave it up.
There's a vibe there. There's a feeling. There's a vibe that they're talking about that, guys like Mosley, they know it because they're veterans, and the kids know it because they've come off a couple of good seasons. I'm sorry. Wilson and Gardner had a fabulous year in a bad situation, but these guys are also champions from where they came. So in college, not that long ago, they understand winning. So now all of a sudden, you're not like, oh God, I'm at the Jets. Oh shit, here we go. Which is the way it's always been. It's like you have to, despite the Jets being the National Football League. But now it's like, because I'm on the Jets, I'm in the NFL, and we're going to get it done. Now, we hope it happens. We know Josh Allen and those guys are loading up. They're doing what they got to do. But one thing we have to do is get Quinnen Williams in there already. Enough. Get that done. Lawson took less money to free stuff up. All of this is going to come to a head for camp real soon, and they're going to be all systems go, ready to rock. And as soon as that happens, it's going to be really, really exciting. They're going to do the Hall of Fame game against the Browns. You got the Klecko thing. You got the Revis thing at the Hall of Fame. And then you got Aaron Rodgers buzzing around there. That is going to be a big weekend, That'll be a big deal. And it's coming soon. It's only a month and a half away, So.
And with any football team, the bottom line is, listen, health-wise, what was that one scrimmage remember that one scrimmage with Green Bay? Three Jets were carted off. Two of them out for the season. It was like, that's what it comes down to. You just hope. Lawson is looking beyond incredible now. He's just causing havoc out there on the practice field, Paul Lawson. But it just comes down to they had some, beside obviously Breece Hall was bad and AVT was really bad. But other than that, obviously Mitchell went down. Guys went down. And two very important guys went down. But could have been a different season with Breece Hall. Who knows? But they didn't have horrific injuries across the board. But it's interesting to see. Listen, any team has to deal with that. Let's see how it goes. But the excitement, man, just like I said, keep it exciting. It's just a thrill, man. I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm telling you right now. I'm full of excitement. I'm loving every minute.
There's never been a better time to do that. There's never been
every minute. Right.
Now listen, getting back to what you started your rant tonight on, which I said I'm going to just let you rock and roll. I don't need to jump in. You had it. Hey, Breece Hall, right? Said the words. He's interrupting, but he didn't say it like Aaron Rodgers is interrupting. He's saying he's interrupting. He's saying it's great. So the way words are written is not necessarily how they're said. And the guys that interpret them incorrectly have an agenda. That's all that we were saying before. And I always felt, put on your forehead who your team is as a kid and what your motivation is, man.
Right.
And, and if you can't be objective, some guys are naturally objective. Like, it's like the best coaches in Little League are guys that don't have kids on the team, right? Because they're not like, oh yeah, daddy ball and all that. Same thing. If you're a coach on a team that or in a league, like if you're coaching soccer, like Ted Lasso or something, right? He's a football player. What does he get? He's just going to coach. You know, like Vince Lombardi was this great icon. We all know that. So one year, what does he do? He goes and coaches, basketball and wins championship. He's a coach. Some guys just get it done. So if you're going to be a guy that writes articles and you do it with an agenda, you're disgusting. You're not, if you're a homer and you know that, you could say, look, I'm partial to my team because I like us. What are we? We're not, we love the Jets, right? We try to be impartial as best we can, but we are going to find the slant that is going to help the team because that's what we care about. But we're not like living in a dream world. And when you look at this team now, they were 7-4. 7-4. So now the buzz we have right now is if you go back into that moment when they were 7-4 and you wake up right now, how exciting would we be? 7-4 with what has happened and with Aaron Rodgers there right now. How do you feel the next, 6 games are going to go?
Yeah, you're going to go 3-3 at worst, and you got your 10 wins, then you're in. You're in.
So that's that's the positive. So the negative shit is like, are they going to do a little 6 games? No. Now they have weapons. They're going to do some good things. They have leadership. And look, it's going to have a ripple effect throughout from top to bottom. And I'm thrilled that that's the guy. And if it's a year or 2, maybe 3, who knows? Just go get it done. It's exciting. No, it is. And Breece Hall, we could talk about, and we're going to, as the season starts to come together, we'll unravel health and who's going to be able to do what. But I'm not sure now about Breece Hall being ready to what we hope he's going to be. So I think they need to do something there, like go get somebody. I know, but they're also talking about a couple other guys. I don't know, but
talking about Cook. Let me ask you, before we go, wouldn't it be interesting? I would love if there was something like if you wrote an article and you wrote and it turned out to be a bunch of BS and it was totally wrong, totally incorrect, you would lose 10% of your salary. I wonder what writing would be like. What do you think it would be like, if it was proven that what you wrote was a bunch of BS? I can't let it, you see, I can't let this go, Philly boy. I can't let it go.
Because we're tired of it. And it's like all these years, everything.
All right, I'm letting it go. I'm done.
No, you're right. But right now.
What do you think? But listen, what you were saying, I'm sorry. You think they're going to get Cook? They're talking about Cook from Minnesota. Minnesota got rid of them. The big vibe is Miami. We have a shot. I mean, would you want him? Would you want that? He's good.
I think if they get him, it's going to cost them maybe Michael Carter. Which I don't know about that. If that's a good move or not. I think Carter's going to have a better year. I think he's going to be better this year because I think the line is going to be better and the deception will be better because you got so many weapons on offense and you got a better quarterback. So I think whoever's in the backfield is going to have a better season. So, if Breece Hall is ready and in great shape, Breece Hall only had a little small sampling. We're acting like he's Walter Payton, It's like, who knows what's going to be with that guy over the long haul, But
we'll 7 games at 5.8. 7 games, 5.8 yards a run.
But Garrett Wilson and Spice, man, they nailed it. They're gonna grow from last year into hopefully champions, And I hope Breece Hall's ready. I hope he's back, But we'll see.
You don't know. You don't know. I mean, listen, Salah, he's such a positive guy. He says he's looking incredible. He said he ran 22 miles an hour, whatever the crazy numbers he was saying, but listen, is he obviously a rookie? Breece was a rookie last year, so who knows? But they seem to be little by little at every position getting pretty deep in that position. So you hope that injury bug doesn't hit, but it's going to be interesting to see. I think another prediction I'm going to make. The tight end from Lindenhurst, Ruckett, turns out he's just a beast. He's a blocking machine. He's shown that he can catch the ball. I think he's going to be interesting guy this year. I think you're going to see him really play more than you think. Even though you got Uzama and Conklin out there, it's going to be real interesting. But the depth.
Don't forget the new kid, the big monster, Muntz. that they
Oh,
drafted months.
once. Yeah.
That guy is going to be a red zone, I think, target. Oh my God.
I mean, how many tight ends can you have? Because now you got three. You definitely have three. He would be.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
somebody isn't going to make it. So, and it might be Rucker, but I like him too. But
Ruckett, I
we'll
think.
see. Hey, look, this is what they want: competition at every spot. And
Got it.
you know what the best
Everybody,
thing for me,
this is
the
truly happening.
Salah, what a good soldier he is, right? Because he had to embrace this strategy with JD, where we're going to bring in what's missing on offense, and it's going to be a guy who's just a head coach, who just failed, but we're going to insert him back in to a role where he's the head coach of the offense. And you got to be cool with that. You're the head coach, but this isn't what's said, but this is what it is. Because Hackett really is a head coach now. He failed, but he knows in that offensive room, it's his voice. So Salah's not going to go in there and step on his toes. They're going to run their side of the ball, and it's almost like you have two head coaches. But Salah knows, as going into his third year now, right, that he's got everything aligned, and I think he's going to be more focused on what has to be done, not only just the defense, the whole pieces, all of it.
Well, that's what's great. Like I said, Rex, back, and I've always been a fan of Rex. Too bad it didn't work out, but it was always defense. Salah talks about everything: offense, defense, special teams. He's obviously the head coach, and it's not, and he'll talk in depth about the offense and things that are going on, and obviously the thrill of having Aaron Rodgers here. I love the way he said that pass at Aaron Rodgers. He goes, "That was just dirty, man." He put it. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You need this much space, and that means you're wide open with Aaron Rodgers." So, but yeah, I'm listen. We're fans of Salah. We're fans of JD. The scouting team. It seems like a real football team now, a real organization.
What do you think of Becton, Vinny? Is he going to make it?
Who's that?
Becton.
I think unless he really shows something, I don't think they need him. That guy Warren, I know the fourth round pick. The other guy from Pitt, the left tackle. I like that guy. You can see he's big, he's smart, he's athletic. You got Dwayne Brown, you got ABT. Who knows? Well, that guy can be put anywhere, for goodness sakes.
You know what's going to make that decision? It's what Aaron Rodgers wants.
Yeah, well,
I think Becton might end up as a backup blind side or a right side, and that's it. And if this guy Warren, or you still have Brown, they're gonna put the guys in there that are gonna get it done. But make no mistake about it, that's the piece that has to hum. And if it does, look out. Just look out. Yeah. 7-4 with that type of team, I feel good. So
if you remember our last podcast, we came out with a very tough schedule. We came out with 11 wins. The whole thing starts on fire, Monday Night Football against the Bills. And Mosley said it. There's a target on their back, and they know it. People are going to, come gunning for them because everybody else is hearing about the Jets and everything that people are all hoping is going to happen. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But the biggest thing is, and the most important thing at the end of the day, is keeping AR upright. That's what it is. They mentioned it last year. I don't remember. Week 12, he was out with an injury, with a rib injury, and he didn't play a game.
The thing with the Giants and then the Jets, that's why they won, because he wasn't the same. You can't. He's got to be upright. That's it.
So, but here we go. Listen, Jets fans out there, listen to us, whoever you are.
No, but it's disgusting that these guys just try to write stuff to make it negative, and it's enough already, because this is a different deal now. And this organization, I think, despite what we said about Woody, despite, the failures of the past, I think right now they're as good as it could possibly be since the 90s, since the 80s. And then when they fell apart in the 90s, I haven't felt this good about this team since then. And imagine if they had Dan Marino back then instead of O'Brien. That's the way I feel it's kind of like right now. They have that elite quarterback, and O'Brien was a good quarterback, but you needed somebody to do more. in order to go get it done. And I don't know. We'll
Well,
see.
Brian did for a while, then he turned into Ken. I'm not going to let go of the ball, O'Brien. But this is the memory for us Jets fans, young Jets fans. These are memories you don't want to have. I remember
Hey,
actually.
do it, Vinny. Show us remember the old impersonation of him getting sacked? He used to do.
Well, there was a game
He
where
used to get excited.
after Bill Walsh retired, he announced the Jets game. He was a color guy, and Ken O'Brien wasn't letting go of the ball, and he was losing his mind. He's like, "Why is he?" Like 8 seconds in, O'Brien's still holding the ball, and he just never let go. So, and then that was his career. But all the great memories that the young people, Jets fans, hopefully don't have to deal with, and just again, positive vibes, baby.
Yeah,
Just keep it.
don't let it get to you.
You see anybody saying a video or writing something? Ascension, baby. Isn't that what these 3 shows are about? Ascension. That's going up.
Yeah.
Up. That's what it means. Going
We're
up.
in good shape.
It's better.
It's our time of year, remember, right? It's the season hasn't started yet. So no, I'm feeling good about it. I've never felt this good. And I don't think we've seen anything yet. So we'll see what they
Right.
do.
And like I said, listen, I drank the Kool-Aid, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy every moment, just hoping and picturing what I want to happen. And I don't care what anybody else says. The heck with all of them, all those people I named. They are. I never like to say the word. It's never been a good word in my language, but they are losers. Losers because they just wrote stuff that was on something, making assumptions, and they assumed, and they were absolutely.
They're not. I tell you, Colin Cowherd, right? Like we said, that other guy, we gave him one guy does a podcast too, and I watched this, and he was saying how when Adam Gase was, hired, he said, Jet fans are stupid. This is a great hire. He's got like this little, I think the guy's name is Assman. Honestly, the guy does a good job. He does a podcast, and I was looking at it because I loved what he was saying. How Cowherd is just only about.
Talk about the former coach, former coach of Pittsburgh. The former coach of Pittsburgh, right? Cowher.
No, this is a kid. This is a young guy. Does the show a podcast?
No, I thought Cowher was the one saying that Jets fans were idiots. Wasn't he? Was it
Yeah,
him?
Colin Cowherd. No.
Oh, okay.
The guy on the radio.
Oh, sorry, someone else.
Yeah. So when they drafted him, when they hired Gase, they were like, he's great. Jet fans are stupid. And he was like, Sam Darnold is going to take them to the Super Bowl, and Adam Gase will be. It's like, great. So, but the point is,
bullshit.
They don't know what they're talking about, and and it's not that they don't know. They don't know any more than us. So don't let anybody out there tell you they know more than you just because they have a platform. That's why we do this, because hey, we know more than anybody. Okay. No, but really,
listen, our thing
experience in this counts. We have more experience than anybody near this team, except me.
The owners. With us, it all comes from the heart, and it's all passionate. Like I said, I was just saying something. I made a mistake. I was thinking of somebody else. I was wrong, but you clarified. Whoever said it, and it was a bunch of BS. But whatever we do is passionate Jets fans. It comes from the heart. And back out to our Jets fans. Keep it positive. The hell with everybody. Don't listen to anybody.
Yeah, this today was a little more freeform. This was fun. And I agree with you. I love that you got it out there. We got it clear because we want to clean the palate and get ready for what's coming. We want to get ready for the good food, man. And I really think it's coming. This guy's around. He's there every day. He's out there. He is focused. He's got his man. He's got his guy there, Hackett. He wants to win a Super Bowl. And let's go do it. So
out of the darkness, and he's seen the light. Let's go, baby.
Let's JETS. Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
Good stuff, boy. Good stuff. Hope everybody enjoys. And remember those names. Keep playing it back. Write it down. Guilty. Right. What did a buddy of ours say? We're taking receipts.
That's right. Taking receipts.
That's what Lloyd V, one of our big fans, Lloyd V, we're taking receipts.
That's
and
right.
we took them, and everybody was guilty for writing a bunch of BS, and they were all wrong.
See what I got? I got the key. They're all guilty and in jail. They're all
So-
guilty. And here's the key. You're locked up. The heck with you, you know. Nah, they're not going anywhere. Throw away the key, you know. No,
Like the
but
movie.
we don't need people to make us feel like we're less, you know, and that's all it's about. They want to step on you to feel better about themselves. But hey man, not to get to be too Dr. Phil here, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is they've in our lifetime, we're in our 60s, it's never been this real, is the way I even when Namath was there, they won, but it was like, okay, they never, you know, he always got hurt. This is the best chance they've ever had. So I'm thrilled. So, all right. So,
Hey, buddy.
all right,
Good
man. Cool.
Have a good night.
You too. All right.
You too.